Speaking of the bushfires, I have been inundated with emails and tweets from people who are infuriated that for many years now, Green and leftist councils in rural parts of the country have refused to do the burning off that in the past so successfully helped prevent the severity of such fires. For example, angry resident telling Sky News that the forests near him have not had hazard reduction burns performed and had dead stuff like trees and branches up to your shoulders. And there were plenty of other far angrier than that. Scott Morrison, I implore you to immediately put Tony Abbott in charge of a bushfire task force. After all, no one is better qualified than him to find out what is really going on in the bush and get to the bottom of the chronic mismanagement of bushlands by green activist councils and other ideological environmental bodies. Secondly, Scott Morrison, I know you've got a lot on your plate, but the ABC is out of control. Earlier in the week on Sky, I called for Ita Buttrose, Managing Director David Anderson, and the host of Q&A, Fran Kelly, to be investigated by the Federal Police for incitement to violence. I stand by that call, and I repeat it. I also call on the Communications Minister, Paul Fletcher, to be sacked and replaced with a competent and determined minister who will not be cowed by an out-of-control ABC, which this week disgracefully advocated for civil insurrection, vigilantism, murder, arson, wanton destruction, vandalism and lawlessness, all promoted at taxpayers' expense.
How long must we wait for men and boys to stop murdering us, to stop beating us, and to stop raping us? How many rapists must we kill? Not the state, because I disagree with the death penalty, and I want to get rid of incarceration, and I'm with you on the police. So I want women themselves. As a woman, I'm asking, how many rapists must we kill until men stop raping us?
So, Mona, them's fighting words. Spectator Australia is already saying Mona's promoting violence.
Mm-hmm.
If salivating feminists want to get their jollies watching a deranged and pampered Egyptian-American Sheila rant and rave about the need for other women to start killing rapists, they can do so without me and you having to pay for it, thanks all the same. Although I hope no young woman takes any of that advice seriously for her own sake. Corinne Barraclough in The Spectator was right. This woman is promoting violence and vigilantism, and not only did nobody at the ABC condemn her remarks, by their cowardly silence they effectively condoned them. You heard the applause. And it never stops. Here is another woman on the ABC urging people to become arsonists, only days before some of the worst bushfires in our history.
I wonder what our kind of tipping point in Australia is going to be when people are going to start burning stuff. I look forward to it. I'm, in a colony. We live in a colony. Like, we've tried for 230 plus years to appeal to the colonisers' morality, which just doesn't seem to exist. So I think violence is okay, because, if someone's trying to kill you, there's no amount of, oh, but I'm really clever, I'm really articulate. No amount of that is going to save you. So, let's burn stuff.
Let's burn stuff. Only days after those deranged comments, we have seen unprecedented bushfires across the nation. Now, I'm not saying that these two events are connected, but we do know for a fact that the majority of bushfires are caused by arsonists. Not once, but twice, this activist called for people to burn stuff on a taxpayer-funded show popular with young political activists, and then laughed that she was looking forward to the burning beginning. The rest of the panel and the audience and the host all giggled along and even applauded. This is the height of recklessness and broadcasting irresponsibility, and worse, it is illegal to incite arson or violence, and those at the ABC who allowed this to occur must be suspended from their jobs while they are investigated by the police or Parliament. This is way, way beyond a joke. The ABC must guarantee neither of those two women we have just seen will ever be given a platform again, and indeed, for publicly inciting violence, the Egyptian-American woman should be never allowed back onto these shores. But it wasn't an isolated example on Friday. Another half-wit presenter on ABC Radio was sniggering and giggling when an Indigenous activist boasted on ABC Radio about the wanton vandalism and destruction of the historic monument, the cairn, so-called cairn, on top of Ayers Rock or Uluru.
How do you get it off, Luke? That's your job, I imagine, as a stonemason on the top of Uluru. Your job is to take that cairn that's been pretty much bolted in to the rock. How do you do it?
And then the stones are all built around that, okay? My first song when I get back with my band, the Shakateers, is going to be called Smash the Can. And it goes, smash the can, smash the can, smash the can, 'cause I can. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, smash the can, because I can. Burn stuff, because I want you to. Dismantle the police, because they're all bad. Vigilantism, go kill people. Murder. Just in the space of 1 week, the ABC has been caught out encouraging and praising vandalism, violence and arson, all on political grounds. Of course, there are many good and very decent individuals working at the ABC who would hopefully be appalled by those comments. But as an organisation, the ABC has been wholly captured by radical left-wingers, and it is unacceptable that ordinary, law-abiding, proud and quiet Australians pay for these disgusting and disgraceful activists to parade their vile agendas and prejudices at the taxpayers' expense. Who in this government is brave enough to clean out the rat bags from the ABC?